it's your turn to do the dishes. They're ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. There's some things in the laundry that I'm gonna need soon. Do you think you could get those cleaned soon?
Yeah, I can get to it eventually. Hey, hun, I noticed you accidentally knocked over the trash. Would you mind picking it up later, please?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just as Jesus was speaking, Judas appeared. He was one of the 12. A crowd was with him. They were carrying swords and clubs. The chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders had sent them. Judas, who was going to hand Jesus over, had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man," he said. "Arrest him and have the guards lead him away." So Judas went to Jesus at once. He said, "Rabbi," and he kissed him. The man grabbed Jesus and arrested him. Then one of those standing nearby pulled his sword out. He struck the servant of the high priest and cut off his ear. "Am I leading a band of armed men against you?" asked Jesus. "Do you have to come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I was with you. I taught in the temple courtyard, and you didn't arrest me. But the scriptures must come true." And everyone left him and ran away.
So, our story tonight takes place just after Jesus had gotten done telling his disciples, his closest friends, that one of them would betray him, would give him up to his enemies to be killed. The 12 disciples were Jesus' closest friends. They traveled around Israel with him, teaching and learning together, doing miracles, great impossible things. They had learned so much from Jesus and spent so much time with them. But here, Jesus had just said that one of them would betray him. That night, they went to a garden, the Garden of Gethsemane. It was getting dark, just like it is now. He went to pray and asked the disciples to watch. They fell asleep. In the dark, Judas, one of the 12 disciples, came with soldiers. He came and kissed Jesus, greeting him, saying, "Hello, teacher." That was the signal to the soldiers to come and arrest Jesus. Jesus had been given up by one of his very own friends. The 12 disciples scattered and ran. They were afraid, terrified. Peter would go on 3 times to say that he didn't even know Jesus. Why had he even picked them? Why had he gathered them together if they were going to run away or, in Judas's case, even betray him?
Later, Jesus appeared to the 11 as they were eating. He spoke firmly to them because they had no faith. They would not believe those who had seen him after he rose from the dead. He said to them, "Go into all the world, preach the good news to everyone."
Jesus had faith in these men and their faithfulness. You know, the disciples can tell us that we're not always going to be perfect. We can fail and mess up, but still be God's chosen people. The disciples messed up. The 11 of them, aside from Judas though, they got to see Jesus again. Jesus came back to life, and he came back to the disciples. He had a big job. He said, "I am going back to be with my Father. So I need you to go and make disciples in my name while I'm gone." He took those 11 disciples and he gave them this big job to go and to tell people about him. even though they had messed up, Jesus still trusted them. He still had a job for them. And they showed themselves to be faithful. Despite their past failings, whenever they got this job from Jesus, they took it and they went and they followed it. They did the things that Jesus told them to. They went out and they made disciples. They told people about God and helped them to find Him. So, even if we mess up, we can still learn to be faithful. We can improve, we can get better, we can keep working. We can be faithful. We can be people that God can trust, ready to do His work.